If you guys are looking to make some easy cheddar off a 1x6x8, pay attention. First step is to print out the free plans. All of my plans are free to download at who'sthevoss.com. Because only advertisements flash a fancy product in front of you and then make you pay actual money to have it. And it's all right if your board's a little wonky. It's all right if your board kind of looks like this. We're going to be chopping them up. I like to kiss about 1/16 of an inch off the edge of my board just to make sure everything is square and it gets rid of that nasty rough end. Then I cut 2 pieces at 8 and 1/16 of an inch. And at the table saw, we rip those 2 pieces to 4 inches wide. You're able to build 2 of these projects using a single 1x6x8, twice the fun, twice the profit. The boards that we have just cut, you have a nice flat edge where it was kissed by the table saw, and you have this kind of rounded factory edge that looks a little rough. I like to glue up on these nice clean edges that we had just cut. We know they're square, they're looking nice. Now you can use super glue, you could grab an activator spray, an aggravation spray, if you want it to be even faster, so when you go to glue them up and they're in the wrong spot, it's just too bad because it's instant. If we are going to be gluing on an end grain, you're gonna have a bad time. We're not. We're gluing on these nice faces. End grain, it's gonna suck that glue in. You're gonna have to apply more glue after it dries. Otherwise, when you glue them together, they're just gonna bust right apart because there's not really glue. It all got soaked into the wood. So I'm gonna take a little super glue, just a couple dots, just boop, 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 and glue them together. My ends are not perfectly aligned. It's okay, we can clean those up with the miter saw afterwards. And the clamps are just there to give it an extra little squeeze, hold everything in place. I'm gonna let that set up for about 10 minutes. I know this is quick, but just wanna make sure it's all dry, it's all good. I can hit it with the sander after that. So we're gonna move on to the next piece. Then I cut a piece at 10 inches long. Cut 2 of them if you wanna make twice as many of these. Please never put your fingers that close to the blade. Home. Ping-ponging back to the table saw, set your fence to 1 1/4 of an inch and rip those pieces into 4 equal slivers. Uh-oh. I'm just kidding. Why would I put it on camera if I'd glued it to the workbench? Now I need to make these thinner pieces of wood fit around the outside of our base and act as kind of a raised border. So you're gonna take one of your boards. I like to just line it up with the edge so it's nice and flush. Take that mechanical pencil, just draw a gentle line to help zero in on a perfect cut. I kiss the top of the board about a 1/16 inch down just to establish where my blade is in relationship to the board. And then I make just slight adjustments and zero in on my cut. And then we repeat this step for the 2 longer pieces. Squeeze all of these boards together, make sure they look nice, come to this end, make my mark, cut my board. And using an old t-shirt, a towel, or a moving blanket, just something to help dampen the vibrations, you're going to sand each side of our base, and then you're going to sand at least one of the sides of all of these boards. And that's because when you go to put it together, it's going to be a pain to sand it later on. Assembly is very straightforward. I'm going to shoot some nails into it. I'm using a pin nailer. I talk about this a lot. Pin nails don't have heads like brad nails. Problem with this application, I only can go up to 1 inch, so I'm not getting much meat into the base through, the sides. Flip them up, couple dots of super glue, not too many. This guy goes perfectly in the center like that. If you'd like to guess, I know. If you'd like to guess how many nails this takes, you certainly can. It's going to be more than 3. Kind of forgot. Sorry. This is our end grain. See, I'm putting a pretty good dollop of glue. That's because it's probably not going to do a great job. Lining it up, making it flush. It's going to stick over the edges just a smidge because that was by design. Avoid this center spot. That's where they join together. Not a lot of hold strength there. Repeat that for the other one if you are in fact building 2. Then just kiss it all with the sander. Quick interruption. YouTube has recently dropped a new feature called Hype. It's a way that you can tell YouTube that I'm making banger content, and it helps my videos reach the masses. If you swipe left over the comment section, you're able to hype any of my content within the first 7 days of the original publication. And it would mean a lot to me if you extended that gesture of kindness. Back to the show. In the free downloadable plans is a picture of this calendar. Give me 1 minute. Don't click out of the video yet. And it's super cool. It's the calendar, and then you're gonna have these 2 pages of shapes. We're gonna get to that in a second. It's a puzzle, Aaron. Yeah, we know. So let's see what the heck this thing is. Here's our project. What you do is it's a daily puzzle. So you're gonna cover up every square except for today's date. I'm gonna do my birthday because unless you watch this on the day it's released, it's not gonna matter to you. Boom, March 13th, that's my birthday. And it's a daily puzzle, so you can solve it for every day of the year, including leap years. It's a commercial product, I didn't invent it, so yes, it's been tried and true for several years. We're just making it out of wood. So you get this printable on, just plain piece of paper. I do offer on the website as well, for free, you can download this, which is an 8x10. It's size. You just download it. You send it off to Walmart, Walgreens, your grandma's house, whoever's printing stuff out for you these days. And it prints on photo paper. It's a little glossier. It's a little more durable than just a piece of paper on the bottom that you're going to glue into place. And I think they look a lot nicer. This is the paper. This is the photo paper. In addition to this free printable that you can get on the website, I also offer a few other ones. This one's just a gradient in Aaron Blue. Another gradient. This is my friend's cat. I asked him, I said, which cat is your favorite? And he says, I like them both. No, you have a favorite. And there's a picture of me and my wife. Cute. The Who's the Boss logo gets covered up when we build the project. So don't worry too much on that. If you want a custom picture, comes with the copyright release. I'm thinking about you guys. And since so many of you guys make these projects for gifts for people you know, you can get a custom image. I'm done. I'm done talking about it. So with your photo paper, your regular paper, you're gonna cut it out to fit inside of your little base. And it's not a bad idea when you print this out to get your measurements just to make sure it fits perfect. I used to make them out of just nicer hardwoods. And then I noticed nobody cares that they're made out of hardwood. They really just think that it's a cool thing to buy. So I just started making them out of pine. And we've sold quite a few of them. And if you get stuck on a day and you can't get it figured out, there is a website, I'll put it in the description, and it will solve it with all of the pieces included. That way you can still impress your friends and pretend like you figured it out. That's what I'm doing. I sliced the remaining bit of my 1x6 in half to have 2 equal pieces. You're gonna take those shapes, cut them out like so. They do not need to be on the line. It's actually easier if you leave the line as a reference while you're cutting this out with your bandsaw. You can get these cut out using a jigsaw if you just placed your board on top of a few pieces of insulation foam just so that your saw blade doesn't go into your workbench. I like to use Craft Bond repositionable glue stick. Just slather it on the back, push it down, and then it peels easy breezy off once you are complete. I cut these shapes out on the line. Our shapes are big enough that the grain direction shouldn't be a huge concern. Pay attention to where your hand toes are at and keep them out of the path of your blade. The trickiest part to cut out is this interior square piece. Cut along the outside border, then cut the 2 interior sides and swoop your blade to align to the bottom interior, cleaning up the other corner afterwards. Once all of your pieces are cut out, if you use Elmer's repositionable glue stick, not sponsored, it could be, comes off like butter. I'm sure butter would be harder to remove. Then grab a 120 grit piece of sandpaper, just lightly kiss the edges. Then before I take the time to stain, I like to just make sure all of the pieces fit together in 1 or 2 different configurations. So once I have one that fits perfectly into my calendar and has a little bit of play just so the pieces are easy to, get out and grab, then I can use this piece on my next board, trace around it, make sure you know that you are cutting on the outside of that line at this point to make more calendars. Now, I caution you, if you are using this method instead of printing out, cutting out, doing that, which that takes time as well, always have the same control calendar, meaning I'm always using this piece to make a duplicate. Have you ever made a copy of 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 a piece of paper? It don't look like the original anymore. No, I'm not refilming this with your birthday in there. Your birthday's on National Wood Day? How convenient. This guy. Stain and finish your project as desired. I found that mixing a couple different colors of stains, which will be included in the description, really helps. These sold a little better than just the plain Jane ones that were all the same color. See how it kind of blends together? This makes the pieces kind of stand out. That's the way to go. The 1x6x8 for $6.99. Photos, $3.97 for the pair. Electricity being 11 cents. How do we land on that number? 30 days in the month, 24 hours in each of those days, 60 minutes in each of those hours, gives you 43,000 minutes for the month. Now the garage is 53% of my electric bill. It's larger than half. $280 for my electric bill. It's high. We only use electricity, no gas. $148.40 for just the garage part. 43,000 divided by that times 30 minutes, because we need 30 of those total, brings me out to about 11 cents. So 11 cents for the build. Blade usage, 5 cents. Replace my blades every 6 months. They cost me $100. 180 divided by, or the 100 divided by 180, 55 cents. Only using them for 30 minutes, so 5 cents. Not a whole bunch of cuts. On the big boy saws, it's really the bandsaw. Bandsaw blade has never been replaced, so probably less than that. Nails, 3 cents. Stain, 4 cents. Brings me to $11.19 per build. $45 each is what they're going for. $90 minus the $11.19. $78.81 per hour in the shop. Hallelujah. Doing pretty good. I don't calculate my drive time as a business. I get paid mileage to go to and from wherever I'm going, so I don't really count that because it's paid for on the back end. And it's just me out here in the shop, so I don't have to pay anybody an hourly wage. Whatever I sell these for, that's my profit. And the chicken takes a little bit.